You're all quiet now.
Man, you're one of those annoying YouTubers now, aren't you? Sticking a camera in everybody's face. Like, how am I supposed to get your work done?
Show us how it's done, man.
Well, get mixing.
That's good technique.
Look at all that brand.
Alright guys, Joel from Stellar Mushrooms, a really good buddy of mine and fellow mushroom grower, was just asking me about grain spawn, and I just so happen to be doing it right now. And he normally boils his grain and was wondering about temperatures and the lime process and really, you know, how it's been working out for me. I did talk about this in our very first vlog on the YouTube channel, but I just so happen to be doing grain today, so I might as well briefly talk about it. I just have grain soaking in these totes right here. We have some buckets with holes in them. This is the second day that we've been soaking. We just do this right outside. I throw a piece of plywood that you can see off to the side there just over top of the grain while it's soaking, so that the sun doesn't really have contact with it, just so we can limit any kind of algae growth or anything that might want to grow with sun exposure. So this is the second day that we've been soaking. I'm going to add some hydrated lime, and we just have our sub pump going right here. This is going to mix it. So I use just like, this is a liter cup. I use this for my 2 bins worth of grain here. So I'm just going to let that mix maybe for about 20 minutes. I'll do the other bin here after that with the sump pump, and we'll let that just kind of mix itself. So tomorrow, after 12 hours soaking with the lime, I'll drain those bins. I won't even rinse the lime off the grain, and let it sit for about 6 hours, and then we'll bag it up. So tomorrow we're going to be doing wood chips, and we're going to be doing about 60 bags of grain spawn as well. So I'm just taking our greenhouse here. This is where we're overwintering all our production, and everything's just starting to grow actually. I don't know if you can see. We have little pins just starting where the slits are in the bag. We also have some stuff that is growing that I don't like. That's because those mushrooms are already fruiting in the bag when we put them in here, and we're really just trying to activate it for where the slits are. This is a really good one here. So like I said, I talked about this in our other vlog, and what we're looking to do is probably more focus on blue oyster instead of tree oyster, which is behind there, just because the tree oyster fruits a lot quicker in colder temperatures, and the blue likes a little bit warmer temperatures. So for making this overwintering technique work, we're looking to not have mushrooms fruit before I activate. So pretty happy with this so far. Still waiting for the blue oysters to activate. Probably in about a week or so we'll start seeing some pins there. So for the purpose of today's video, we're going to be unloading our first production blocks that we started end of February, and we're going to be putting those into greenhouse 4, and this will be our first greenhouse in production, whereas the one right behind me here is all overwintered production that we actually did in the fall. So we're pretty much right on schedule. We're trying to fill our greenhouses within 5 days, and trying to get about 700 pounds of mushrooms in about 6, maybe even 7 weeks. And every greenhouse, what we like to do on the farm, every greenhouse we like to flip every week. So every week, starting this week, we're looking to fill a greenhouse, and then we'll start flipping them end of April, and then just continue going all the way to November. filling greenhouse 4 with all these bags on the ground here now, and we'll be getting that in production. Okay guys, well that's going to be it for me today. You might notice behind me the irrigation has been filled in, so over the last 2-3 days I was making sure that we didn't have any more leaks in the pipe, but definitely everything has been fixed, which is awesome. A lot of work. I was pretty tired for a few days just digging holes, but it was really nice to get everything working the way it should. I'll bring you into greenhouse 4 where Clay and I were working today. So we don't have this very full yet. We still have probably room for at least 300, maybe 350 bags or so. You might notice that we have these bags on top here. These are all king oyster. So we're going to be top fruiting these just out the top. And what's really great is when we fruit king oysters, we leave the bags up like this. We just cut the top off once we start seeing fruit bodies. And these bags are going to deflect the mist as the mist kind of gets spread out through the greenhouse. What I've noticed with our setup is that in the peak summer months we get a lot of water that gets drawn through the center of the aisle, and the bags will actually deflect a lot of that water. But with the new way that we're going to be growing most of our mushrooms, everything's on its side, and the mushrooms are more exposed to getting hit by that mist as it gets passed through the greenhouse. Definitely the 3 shelves below don't get as affected as much, but anything that's kind of growing in the center aisle or anything that's growing on the top shelf can get hit by water a lot more frequently. So we always need to come up with interesting ways to deflect that water but still maximize production. So right now we're going to be using these king oyster bags, which the plastic is always going to be sitting up and the block's always sitting up. So a lot of the water is just really just going to hit the bags, and the mushrooms growing inside aren't going to be affected. And then when I don't have this option, because we can only grow king oysters in the colder months, and really end of May we can't do this anymore. I think what we're talking about is some kind of collapsible, almost like a roof type structure, but it's going to be made out of coroplast, probably like just very simple on some PVC and on some hinges that'll just kind of come down, and then when we want to put it out of the way, we'll just kind of kick up some straight legs and it'll just kind of lift up and we can get in there and harvest. And I think the PVC will just kind of get lodged into these posts, and we'll probably just have like one on the back, middle, and one on the very end. And we're hoping that that coroplast roof that's kind of sliding towards the center will help deflect the mist that's constantly coming down the center aisle. So if you guys want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button right now, share and like these videos with your friends, and check out our 2017 mentorship workshop on our website at wtfmushrooms.com. We only have 2 spots left, guys, and we're going to be sold out quick. So send me an email, check out our website, and if you have any questions, leave your comments below. All right, we'll talk to you soon.